A very warm welcome to IDFC FIRST Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. I'm Ritwika Gupta, and tonight we are bringing you highlights from our recently concluded Leaders of Tomorrow Delhi Springboard. Now, Delhi is India's hub for innovation and enterprise, and it is becoming the epicenter of the country's emerging startup ecosystem. To shed light on this and more, the first part of our Delhi Springboard will be having a keynote presentation by Bharat Goyal, Zonal Head North, IDFC FIRST Bank, and a fireside chat with Nikita Bose, National Head in Smart.
Delhi, the national capital of India, is home to vibrant culture, politics and modernity.
I really like the heritage, the culture basically, and the food.
I like the transportation of this city. I like the Delhi metro, and the food is always, it's not debatable. Delhi food is the best.
The city has undergone a paradigm shift and witnessed a remarkable growth in the startup ecosystem. With a blend of business-friendly ecosystem, access to funding, skilled workforce, Delhi has emerged as a powerhouse for entrepreneurship and innovation.
I think the business landscape in Delhi is quite improving.
The infrastructure for businesses to do well is already there in Delhi.
We have startups. It will outpace all the other centers in the country.
When we talk about business ecosystem, we need to talk about the ease of doing business in Delhi and how easy it is to get licenses and stuff here.
As Delhi continues to evolve as a global startup hub, let's delve deeper and understand what makes the city a hotspot for new age startups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. An honor to be a part of this elite gathering. So I will just take you through the landscape of how MSMEs are functioning, followed by startups, and then we'll quickly jump onto what IDFC Bank has in store for you. Delhi, we all are a part of this capital of our country, which we all call it as a city of dreams, where everything and anything is possible. Isn't it that people from all walks of life do throng this place? We'll look into this as we further move ahead. Our MSMEs. For a moment, look at the kind of MSMEs do we have in the country. I mean, we are talking about some 6 crore MSMEs which are contributing to 30% of our GDP growth. Employees as high as 300 million employees in the country. These are some staggering figures. The stage, however, along with MSMEs, is well set for our startups. Startups, I mean, go back to maybe a decade back, and you will figure out that startups are taking the country by storm. Today, India as a country has the third largest ecosystem, and startups are getting produced in the country like in a big manner. I mean, for a moment, again, imbibe the figures that we have almost 125,000 DPIIT registered startups in the country. And overall, almost 1 in 11 unicorns come from our country. There are almost 30 to 40 startups that are born every single day. And India is poised to be world's unicorn capital for a moment, maybe a decade from now on. All these stories look pretty good, and no wonder. And as I say, National Capital Region, we saw, I mean, if I talk about, say, 2019 to 2022, almost 5,000 startups sprang up. All these numbers that are in front of you are numbers that will amuse you. But these are the numbers that also gives us the confidence that we perhaps as an ecosystem, as a country, is building an ecosystem which will lead us to the next future, to the next generation, and companies that are really poised to grow in this ecosystem. These are some very marquee names which have been born over the last few years, and we really take pride in the fact that all of these names are making mark all across the world. IDFC FIRST Bank, while we were born almost 10 years back, it is 6 years that Capital First and IDFC FIRST Bank were being merged and became an entity today. In 6 years, we have I mean, we have a book of almost, not almost, more than 4 lakh crore as a bank. And while we are very digitally efficient, but we also understand the need of reaching to customers in a brick and mortar manner. Therefore, from 2018 December, when the merger took place, since then, say today, which is 6 years, from 200 odd branches now, we boast of almost 1,000 odd branches. We are geographically spread all across the country, and we are spread in a very uniform manner. For a moment, if you look at the pie chart, that will tell you how are we spread in terms of north, west, and south geographies. So first thing that came to the mind was, what is it that we want to really create? We said we are powered by technology, we are guided by ethics, and we are driven by social good. So all these adages, idioms, words are not something that has just been copy-pasted. These are the words which we as employees, which we as leaders believe die hard in our heart, and we embody them in our behavior also. So first thing we did is that there won't be any home branch or a non-home branch concept. So today, while being in Delhi, you are going to any of the cities, nobody will ask you, sir, where is your account? Is it in Delhi? Is it in XYZ branch? No. If you are there to withdraw cash, which you can't withdraw, let's say for a moment from ATM, we will help you out, no questions asked. You're not carrying a checkbook, we will still give you the cash because you yourself is present. We waived off all the charges. We said, we don't want to charge you. We will waive it off completely. And we did it not only in savings account, but in our current accounts as well. In terms of current account features, we said, we will introduce Bravo. In fact, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan did help us when he said that, Bravo as a feature will help you not only in sweeping in your fixed deposits, which earns you 7.25% rate of interest, but also ensures that this happens every single day and there is no premature penalty. Typically, every FD has a premature penalty, but we waived it off. Credit card, we said APR. Now APR, again, we are perhaps the only bank in the country which introduced credit card, saying that the credit card APR would be linked to your CIBIL. Isn't it one of the finest things? And this is something, a practice which we see happens all across the globe. India, why should it be other than what is good practices being followed all across the globe? So we said, we are going to do this. We did that. We obviously are a part of ONDC network, one of the first pioneer banks. And as a compliant bank, RBI invited us to be a part of its CBDC platform, and which we very humbly and responsibly did it. Business banking solutions. In terms of solutions, so we are pretty strong in savings as well as in businesses. So in business, we provide you a single platform for all your individual banking requirements as well as your business banking. You are on the move. You want to view it, you want to authorize the transaction, please do so. The doorstep banking is for you. CMS, cash management solutions, the retail solutions, the trade forex platform. So we do not have one particular branch which is trade-enabled branch. We have all the branches which are trade-enabled branches. So for example, today, we boast of more than 100 branches in Delhi NCR. You walk into any of our branch, every branch is trade-enabled. All of this is the fact which I was just telling you a moment back, which is powered by technology. Working capital solutions. So not only to say MSME, but also to startups. We provide you working capital solutions. Again, one of the first very few banks to introduce something like this. Structured solution desks. So again, when we talk about a structured solution, we say end-to-end is something that we are going to take care for your organization. So we have in Delhi, for example, we have a structured solution people who takes care of this for you. So you come to us and we will ensure that the regulator interactions, the AD services, be it, account setup, onboarding, the cash escrow, document escrow, we help you with all of these under one roof. Right? So earlier, gone are those days when we used to take time. We, in the sense, banking industry used to take time to provide you solutions. We have everything right now available at a click of a button. In the last, I just want to say one thing, that the bank has come a long way in again, we are a startup bank. Just 6 years in terms of after merger I'm talking about. So in terms of leap to unicorn, it was an idea being curated by the bank. And bank said, listen, we are here to help you not only raise the funds, but also provide you the pedestal to network and explore the synergies with people around you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for being a lovely audience.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back to IDFC FIRST Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. Tonight we are bringing you highlights from Part 1 of our Delhi Springboard. Listen in. Delhi has a vibrant startup ecosystem for sure. What is your assessment on the MSME ecosystem here in Delhi?
I am actually really thankful to you all for inviting me and having me here, because a larger part of my life I have given for the growth and development of the MSME and the startup ecosystem. And I'll actually, before answering your question, I'll actually take a moment. I actually don't consider MSMEs no lesser than the soldiers of our country. They actually take the burden of the economy on their shoulders. They face all the whirlpools and whirlwinds of the economy, COVID, inflation, whatnot. So I believe this is the sector which is contributing around more than 36 to 38% to our GDP. And in fact, the entire MSMEs, 98 to 99% comprises micro, which is like the sole proprietorship, and see the unicorns coming up, Bombay Shaving Company and all, Zomato, whatnot. So it's thrilling. The ecosystem is really appealing, and I'm really happy to see the way things are going. But now coming to your question in terms of Delhi, absolutely. I mean, Delhi is, जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि पंजाब की भूमि is like the agricultural capital of the country. Delhi is like the startup capital. The city is so उपजाऊ, it's so fertile for any startup. कुछ भी चलेगा इधर. It is an amazing place. In fact, the NCR, as rightly told, the presence of this international trade fair that happens, it gives a huge platform to all the MSMEs and startups to showcase their products and services. And there is a beautiful connectivity in terms of roads. The transportation system is amazing. Airports are, we are able to access the city easily. So all these things, and in fact, the consumer demographics are actually completely, they give up a vibrant feel. So absolutely, Delhi is a completely go-to destination for any MSME and startup to begin with. Yeah,
absolutely. Let's take a step back and also analyze, because you mentioned some of the gaps, right? On my show, when I speak to entrepreneurs, especially who are MSMEs, they often talk about access to finance. That is one challenge. The technology know-how, that is a challenge. And you mentioned skilling as well. So what do you think are the key challenges that entrepreneurs are facing in, the MSME sector?
Imagine this is a family. It's a huge family, and it is called the economy of India. And the head of the family is the government. There is a eldest kid. The eldest kid we consider as the large corporates, as we say. Then we have the middle child. It is, that actually tends to toggle between the elder child and the youngest child. So I, give an analogy of MSME to that, middle child. And the youngest one are the startups. The MSME being the major contributor to the economy, it actually has 4 challenges majorly, and it is not only for Delhi, I'll tell you, it is for all across the country. There are 4 major challenges. One is the, it's mostly talked about the access to finance part of it. Ki paisa kahan se milega, when to, where to, whom to reach out to, right? Then we have, most importantly, ki even if I get the money, whom do I sell out to? So access to market, where to reach out, kahan jaye, kisko beche. Then the third part is access to technology. India is, fast pacing in terms of technology, but at the, MSME segment that we can say, it is still, it is still to cope up with and stay abreast with the, the fast pacing technology that is happening. And the fourth part is the most important part, which we actually tend to, forget, is the capacity building and the skill development part of it. So this is also, these are the major challenges that generally, all the MSMEs all across the country face. But typically for Delhi, I believe because of maybe the higher real estate prices, there might be operational costs that are more in terms of, getting the operations part of it. And also a lot of MSMEs in Delhi are suppliers to the government, because this is entirely a government oriented area. And in that case, a lot of delayed payments happen.
Now, when we talk about startups, they often grab the limelight because of their innovation, vision. I want to ask you, what do you think MSMEs can learn from startups, and vice versa? What can startups take away from MSMEs, especially their resilience?
So very valid question. In fact, so there is always, as I mentioned about the middle child and the younger child. So generally it is said that the youngest one always gets, more attention, more pampering. So that has happened with the startups as well. But in case of MSMEs, so these are organizations you can see, they might be, established maybe 10 years, 20 years, or maybe these are small organizations that have been, working since maybe decades. So there is a lot of resistance to change. They are not looking ahead. They are okay with what they have. So that feeling of contentment and the thought of having a comfort zone around, that is something the MSMEs need to come out with. They need to understand that there is a broader place, there is a bigger playground to run around, there is a bigger market to capture, and more so resistance to technology is something I believe MSMEs need to learn, that they should be adapting technologies, that AI has come into picture, so much of digital marketing is happening. A lot of MSMEs don't even think that they need to get into e-commerce. So e-commerce is like now, one thing that every organization must have. A basic website to hona hi chahiye na. Website is one thing. Then getting onto an e-commerce platform, selling your, maybe somebody in Thoothukudi in Tamil Nadu is able to sell his own, maybe banana chips to somebody sitting in Northeast or in Delhi. So that is the kind of playground that has been offered because of the digital e-commerce. The MSMEs needs to learn to be more aggressive, to be more, adaptable, and to actually explore more what is there. They need to take risks, obviously, but they need to stay abreast with whatever is happening in the current scenario.
And open to change. Like
and open to change, importantly.
Absolutely. Nikita, there are a number of women-led MSMEs as well, but I feel like they are often underrepresented. What is your take on the state of women-led MSMEs in the country, as well as in Delhi, of course?
The women-led MSMEs are generally, they have grown exponentially, and the progress is remarkable. But I would again say that the representation is still really low. I mean, what the potential is, and also what the government is also looking at. So if you see any scheme that is being given by the government of India, that has a reservation for women. Women are actually promoted at a very, at all the platforms and stages. But the point is, there are women who actually want to go ahead, and there are women who just want to be a co-founder for the namesake. I have seen multiple scenarios. MSMEs get registered with the name of a woman just for the sake of getting the benefit that a woman is getting. And, and there are women who have, launched so many good enterprises, and they are going ahead, facing all the whirlwinds of whatever they have. So, like, there are so many societal norms. There are, women, for a woman, it is not easy to, get up in the morning, pack your bags and go. there is a child to take care, there is a family to take care, there is a husband to take care, and everything is there. Despite having a whole army of house help support, you are still a woman. You are expected to take care of the family and give it a prior thing. So my advice to all the women entrepreneurs out there: so please open up your wings and understand that things are there. The playground is there, the arena is there. You just need to find ways, stay abreast, read a lot of newspapers, go through all the government websites. If not, find out some good mentors. There is this website called startupindia.gov.in, if everybody can take a note of it. And there is this website called MSME India, msme.gov.in, wherein you can actually reach out to the right people who are there across the industry.
The theme for our show this season is Powering Entrepreneurs for the Global Stage. And MSMEs, they contribute to almost 40% of the total exports from India. And the thing is that I want to ask you, how do you think they can become more competitive on the global stage?
So MSMEs, that's what I was telling you previously, have to understand that there is a, something outside is also there. There is another world out there where they can reach out to. And they should understand that their product, whatever they are selling here, that product needs to be competitive. So for that, I think for which the MSMEs have now, I am seeing a trend that a lot of focus is going to get shifted, is getting shifted towards getting their products certified. There is a government scheme also called the Z certification, the Zero Defect scheme. So what they need to do is make it completely spick and span, flawless completely, and the quality should be extremely good. So all these standards are there. So this is one part of it, to make a product extremely globally competitive. Secondly, there are in fact, across the globe, this ESG component is very, very, the environment safety part of it. It is very important and imperative for any organization that whatever they are producing is not causing any hazardous effect to the organization. That's the thought about it.
Absolutely. And as we are wrapping up this very insightful conversation, Nikita, this episode will be watched by a lot of MSME entrepreneurs, a lot of startup founders, who are probably thinking how to start up, who are probably wanting to grow their business, and they just are confused in terms of where they should go, how should they start. So what would you like to tell them?
Again, 3 mantras: being resilient, don't back out or recoil in terms of if you face any kind of a failure while you are going ahead. Secondly, if you are a startup, this is not for the MSME, but if you are a startup, don't marry the idea. If you think that idea is having potential, do a complete analysis of the profitability, about the business viability and how it is going to showcase in the future. 3 would be adapt to changes, the fast-pacing technology that I was telling you. Technology is growing every 1 second, and the technology has taken the country really ahead. And really happy to see a lot of the enterprises adapting it, but still there is again a long way to go. Stay abreast with the updates that are there, that are happening across the globe. Understand that there are changes not only in terms of technology, in terms of policies, in terms of the government, what it is putting out and platter for you all. So this is very important for all the MSMEs and startups. There are schemes and you don't know about it.
Thank you so much, Nikita. This was absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Thank you all. Thank you for being a lovely audience. Thank you.
With that, it's a wrap on this episode of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.